Spirit of God is pumping you. The Spirit of God is pumping you. I used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. But the scripture told me that I had to be good. Not love because I want to, but because I am free, guided by the Spirit.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. And we're so glad that you tuned in or showed up in person. Thank you all for being here. And we all want to welcome everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Zoom. And if you want to, I think what they call it, share it or something, send it out. When you're on those platforms, do that. That'd be good. We'd be appreciative of that. And I'm Reverend Madalyn Wade. And I'm here because Reverend Rafe is on vacation, and it's just a beautiful thing. And I want to remind us of who we are, because oftentimes, especially in these days, we wander off and forget. So we are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the diversity of creation. Deep breath. We strive to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of the science of mind. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, each other, and the world. We experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, our talents, and our treasures. We intentionally promote this community and its teachings because they work, because they do work. So I'd like to have us do our inclusion candle lighting ritual, and I'm so excited that my husband's going to help us light the candles today. So it's going to be really fun. He's good with fire. He sets the fire in our fireplace, and it's so cool. All the logs. Okay, we light these candles to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, and all life. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for Taoism, honoring the path of ultimate reality, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the middle way and path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the teachings of Jesus as the path of love, forgiveness, and a healing presence within. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought teachings, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles of love and law. We light the 10th candle for absolute inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome and celebrated here. And we light this final candle, honoring the infinity of oneness as all of creation, seen and unseen. Now we're going to have more music and do our community song.
The breath of God is breathing me, and we're singing. The breath of God, I know that all is well. The breath of God is breathing me, and we're singing.
so good to hear live music. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yay. Yeah, well, anyway, so, yeah. Shall we go through the announcements? That's the fun part, right? No, never mind. Announcements. It's important. It's good to know what's going on. And the information slides are on your screen if you're joining us via live stream. And there's a handout if anyone in the room wants it in another form. If you do, just raise your hand. That'll take care of it. And everything's in the newsletter that goes out on the over email. So it's all included. And obviously, we are open. We are here. And we have a wonderful little system that helps support people peace of mind and knowing it. And it's in alignment with the current public guidelines of the Nevada County, which is nowadays are always changing. But it's a beaded necklace. See, it's pretty. Now. Red if you want, and that tells us that keep some distance. I would, talk. I just assumed have some space around me. Then there's yellow, which is I like gold. You're still figuring it out. I think of it as gold instead of yellow, but it's just ask me, and just be conscious. And then green is I'm okay. Just let me know, and I'll give you a big hug or whatever, if you like, because some people just aren't into hugging, and that's okay too. So be respectful of that. And then if you want to have space between you and other folks, there are seat savers. You can put a little piece of paper on the seat, and that gives you a little bit more space. And then if by chance, hopefully not, you are exposed or something and you've been here, if you could let us know, we'd appreciate that. Or if you know you've been exposed, don't come. That's what the live stream is for. It's perfect. It works great. So I think all of us have experienced where we might have been in a space, and it's like we find out later that there was more susceptibility than we thought. But just be aware and conscious. And then Walking with the Rev has been canceled or in abeyance until July because Reverend Waif and his wife, beautiful Deborah, are moving. So they're busy. And right now it's raining. It's raining. And it's June 5th and it's raining. I'm so excited. Anyway, yeah. Okay, behave yourself, Madalyn. Okay, and like I said, Reverend Rafe and Deborah are moving. So if you would like to assist them in any way, that would be awesome. And you can join the fund and directly email Reverend Rafe at reverendrafe@sierracenter.org, or their phone number is 916-390-7036. And, when you're available and what. Moving is so fluid. You never know what's going to happen. And you don't know what. Anyway, so they would love some support. And there are Science of Mind crosswords that Rafe has come up with. This brilliant idea. And it's a collection of 45 different digital-based, web-based crossword puzzles using the words and the definitions from the glossary of the Science of Mind, A Philosophy of Faith, and A Way of Life by Ernest Holmes. And there's 20 puzzles are based on each letter of the alphabet that used in glossary. And then 3 of the puzzles are puzzles containing either 20 or 21 words. And you can purchase them individually for 10 cents a word, alphabet collection for $35, and random collection for the same $35. The whole collection, all 45 puzzles, for $50. And your puzzle links are mailed to you within 24 hours of your purchase. So it's very cool. Some people are just in love with crosswords, and this is a fun way to do it. And I understand that last Friday night we had a musical event here with Jeff Wright and friends, and it was awesome. And so each month we're celebrating live music and coming together. So next Friday, that'll be that way, is July 1st from 6 to 8, and Marilyn Gale, our board president, will be presenting a music active event. I'm not sure exactly. You can bring dinner if you like to enjoy it here. There will be some tables set up. And there will also be some snacks if you wanted to buy some snacks and beverages. Okay, deep breath. That was all the announcements. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So it's our time of inward shift, which is one of my favorite times. And our community value this today, this week, is inclusion. And I think all of us kind of probably, oh, I know what inclusion means. And it's embracing all people, whatever way they are, whoever they are, and just being an experience of more wholeness, reaching out, including people, and bringing us all together on a new level. And it's just, it's beyond culture. It's beyond having the diversity. It's embracing it. It's owning it. It's knowing that it's us. And that, I mean, it's like a perfect example of it is, we had a couple weeks ago, we had a potluck. There's all sorts of inclusion. You never know what people are going to bring to the party. And you bring amazing things that somebody else wouldn't have thought of. And so it's just so fun. And there is a wholeness in our bodies. There's an inclusion. And going out and including, somebody new to come to be with you. Include your beloveds. Include them. Include. I mean, there's people all over all places. It's like, wow, what are you doing? Why are you glowing? Well, it's because I go to the Sierra Center. Why don't you come with me? So, yeah, it's inclusion. So let's go within to practice our inclusion. I'm going to ring the bowl 3 times, and then we'll do 3 ohms, and then we'll go into silent meditation together. There's one life, God's life, my life now. I know and accept that the infinite divine source is in and through all, is in and through me, is in and through each and every individual in this beautiful space here and with us through the ether of the internet. I know and accept that the whole world is one, that there is that infinite heartbeat, the world, the universe. And from this divine unity, I speak these words knowing that they are so, that there is love and light everywhere, and divine creativity. And I know and accept anywhere that is experiencing dis-ease of any form is a call for healing. And I know and accept that I and our lawmakers are listening. I know and accept that each and every step we take on this beloved earth, that we are heightening our awareness of the oneness, the true co-creation, the co-intertwining of all of us. We are all in this together. Each bird, each animal, each wave, each snowflake. We are all in this together. So I know and accept that there is divine healing going on. And I know and accept that this Sunday service at the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living is a beautiful expression of the one coming through me and coming through the musicians and everybody in this room. I just know and accept that there is a rebirth of love and joy and healing. And I know and accept that we are including everyone. It is the way it is. So blessing all of us, knowing that the law is always in action, I say yes to this. And I let it go with love, grace, conviction, deep, deep gratitude and thanksgiving. And together we say, and so it is. So I'd like to do our affirmation for the week. And I'll read it once. And then if you want to read it with me the second time, that would be great. My body is an expression of the divine on earth. Together. My body is an expression of the divine on earth. And so it is. Let's listen to more music.
This is a song that occurs to me. It's about inclusion. In life, there is clattering and there is divine. Meet you on the corner. Accompanied by the roar of cars and buses. us gathered to give testimony. And the wind blows through the new leaves, makes us shiver with delight. Bunch of blue jays squawk in concert, cacophony and divine. Meet you on the corner. It is in the nature of all things to pass. So, my actions are my only belongings. In just this moment, do I have a choice? May I live between before and after? Between before and after. Meet you on the corner. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know, I remember it well. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, goodness gracious. So it's so funny that this whole month, we're going to be welcome, today's Welcome to the Temple, but the whole month is about body and living the everyday wonder of the body. So this is the first talk of the series. And if you are into that, there's a Science of Mind is themed as well, the body this month, the Science of Mind magazine. So we have some copies if you would like to come by and get one somehow. And there's a cosmic joke going on. Okay, so I'm supposed to talk about the body. So I get a mosquito bite that's driving me crazy. So that I'm always thinking about body because it's just like, yeah. So Rafe, be careful what you ask me to do, because anyway, it's so. And then of course you can't sleep if you have a mosquito bite on your wrist right there. And so I'm on coffee today. So if you guys can tell, I apologize. It feels pretty good from this vantage point. I don't usually do coffee. It's a stimulant that anyway, too much information. But it's so cool because our bodies they're intimately ours. Nobody else can feel your body. It's yours and God's. Because we are truly magnificent. I mean, look at this. It's like, who would have thought to put these pieces together in this complex way? And and what my body allows me to do. It's like, wow. Now, of course, I'm not always happy about it, but our bodies allow us to experience the world. Can you imagine being without a body? I don't think so. And that there's messages coming through the body. I experience life through the body. We're divinely created. There's a wholeness to the whole package. And nobody's body is better than your body. All bodies are perfect and unique expressions of the divine. Perfect expressions of the divine. And there are so many different varieties, just like there's so many different flowers. And thank God, it talks about the inclusion. So the wholeness of it all is part of the magic of it all. So while our bodies are physical in nature, it doesn't mean we're not connected with the spiritual realm. We are the spiritual realm in human form. It's kind of crude, but they talk about a meat suit. This is my meat suit. I take it places, and it takes me places, and I'm really happy. But of all, I know that the spiritual expression of and it allows to stand here and have experiences and talk to you and just be in the world and just connect with Spirit. We just did our meditation. We stilled the body. We just listened to a song. We used our ears. We are powerful. And part of that is our bodies, which is linked inexorably with our minds. It's all one. And if something's going on in your mind, it often shows up in your body. And if something's going on in your body, you need to check in. You need to pay attention. Now, do you have to? No, because you're a choice. But as a spirit unit, we're all in this together. So I'm just wondering if anyone has a birthday in June. I had one in May. And it's like my body showed up in May. Thank you, Mom. A lot of years ago. I'm not going to tell you. But it's like there was a new form that showed a new way. And I don't know what was there before. I don't remember. Maybe one of these days I'll find out. But I got a new life when I showed up. And I was loved by other spiritual beings. Now, my parents probably didn't know they were spiritual beings. But they are and were. And it's just an amazing thing that we're taken care of. We are loved and nurtured and brought up. Now, the good news is that usually happens. The bad news is there's stuff that happens along the way, too. I don't know how many of you experienced when you were growing. I'm sure you all did. I did. And a lot are about our body. Our bodies are too fat, too thin, too pale, too dark, too brown, too black, too, your hair's not the right color, whatever. We all got certain about you're not tall enough, you're not coordinated enough, you can't do anything, you're having trouble in school, all these things that are body related as well as mind. And I don't know, I was young in the 60s. But how many of you remember Twiggy? Oh, Twiggy. Okay. So those of you who don't remember Twiggy, she was British, she was a model, and she was so thin that I'm sure she wasn't healthy. But that was the style. That's what people looked at. And it's like, I'm sorry, I'm never, ever going to look like Twiggy. And so that's part of what the messaging was, is you had to, in where I grew up, in Southern California, you had to have long hair and be so pencil thin. Well, so that led me to, of course, being, bless my mother's heart, taken to the doctor to get shots so I'd lose weight, all sorts of things, because it was about the body and how you appeared in the world. And I don't know how many of you went through something like that. And it's hurtful. And it didn't lead to acceptance of my body, and it's taken me years, and I still work with that. Ups and downs weight-wise, it's been part of my journey. And it's hard. But I've grown through it. And my body has been a way to have that come forth. And then a lot of people are still healing. The forgiveness and acceptance of how we are in this beautiful body that we have. Because it truly is a miracle. And it brings us a lot of joy. You may want to close your eyes. Because I want you to think about some of these things. What was joy? Our body, the running, reading, speaking, listening, gardening, walking, building. We can build all sand castles. Build a sand castle. Build a tree house. Hugging, kissing, making love. And then I don't know about you, but we're sports fans. So we've been watching the French Open tennis. It's like, and there's football, and there's baseball, and there's all sorts of, well, football in Europe is called soccer here. Experiences that we have through our bodies. And I also think of like the ice skaters, the grace on the ice. There's so many things in sports that our bodies do that give us this grace, this joy, this enjoyment. Now, I can't ice skate very well, but I can sure enjoy somebody else's body doing it and spinning and doing all those beautiful jumps and leaps. So Ernest Holmes tells us there's a spiritual prototype of perfection, the center of everything. There's a cosmic or divine pattern at the center of every organ of the body. Our body is some part of the body of God. It is a manifestation of the Supreme Spirit. It's a miracle. And we get to walk around in it. And the more we appreciate it, the more we get to experience. Because our body is divine receptors. We've got our senses. We, favorite flowers. I know whenever I hear, or not hear, when I smell a match that's been blown out, that smell takes me back to childhood campfires. So it's a smell that's come into my body that spurs a whole creation within mine. And I feel the love and of being a family and s'mores. Okay, so I get to taste. What's your favorite food? What's the thing that you love to consume? What's the favorite thing you like to cook? Oh, okay, so you walk into a movie theater and you smell popcorn. Or do you smell popcorn because you walked into a movie theater? It's all linked up together. It's all linked up together. And then there's touch. When we came in together today, we were hugging. And that's one of the things that I think we've, at least I have yearned for during the pandemic, the hugging, the just connecting with people, the knowing that there is somebody there. And then I've missed my massages. Can you imagine getting a massage, feeling that massage, that touch all over your body? Swimming in a mountain stream when it's cold, when it's hot and you want to be cold. Oh, yes. And then petting your favorite animals. You could be petting a cat, a dog, a cow. I don't know. Just the tactile feel of their fur. Yeah, so amazing. Or feathers, could be a bird. And then, of course, the music, which is we're so blessed with today. The live music. Yes. Or a baby laughing. Or waves crashing on the beach. All this stuff. All this sensory coming into us. And our bodies are giving that to us. And then we're seeing the mountain vistas. We're seeing the screens. I don't know about you, but I spend more time on screen than I probably should. But it's like, I'm thankful for my eyes. I can see those screens. Because I love my body now. And if we love our bodies as they are, that's healing. We have more energy. And we can also use our bodies as signal instructions and telling us where there might be healing needed. Or might be, we're listening to our bodies, truly listening, and do it without judgment. Okay, oh, my knee doesn't hurt, hurt today. What's going on with that? Because there's wisdom coming through our body as well. The signal is going on in us. Sometimes brain is not, mind is not where we get the information from the first thing. Sometimes it's our bodies. And if we're listening, they're amazing, amazing communicators. So I don't know about you, but tears are a big communicator for me. And sometimes I'll be moved to tears, and that's when I realize, oh my gosh, there's great joy or there's great sorrow here, and it's touched me, but it got to me through my body first. That's what I noticed first, was my tears. And then I can stand here today, and I was listening to the music, and I was getting the chills. So when you get the chills, it's like, to me, it's like, pay attention. Something's meaningful, something is important going on. My body is communicating to me, and it's like, pay attention, pay attention. And then how many of us don't listen to our stomachs when they growl? Your stomach's telling you what's going on. Something is needed. And now it may not be food. It may just be water. It may be that you're dehydrated. But your body is constantly telling you. And how many of you have ever had the hiccups? That's a reflex. It's not like you didn't think, oh, gee, I want to have hiccups. No, the body's going, something's going on. You got the hiccups. Pay attention. Pay attention. And then, of course, there's pain. All of us, I'm sure, at one time or another have experienced pain in our bodies. And there's different kinds. Going to the dentist is painful sometimes. Falling down is painful sometimes. But we are listening to the messages that the pain is telling us. It's pain. It's like, pay attention. Like the itch was not painful per se, but it was certainly persistent and annoying. So we have all our spiritual practices too. It's like, I'd like to try breathing without my body. It doesn't work. And we breathe, and that's spiritual practice. It's calming, assuring, and it takes us within. And journaling, writing, you're either on the computer or you're writing. And singing, and playing any musical instrument, and dancing and spinning like a dervish. Yeah. So we are all spiritual beings, divine spiritual beings having a human experience. And then there's times when I do things that I'm going, what? And I'm taking risks. How many of you have taken risks with your body? Yeah. Before Gary and I got together full time, I have some friends that are practitioners, and one of them thought it would be a really good idea to go skydiving. Well, we got there, and they were training us and telling us how to do all this. And then she proceeded to say, oh, but I'm not doing it. It's like, what? So she got all of us into it, and they're talking about all of you. They're harnessing us up and telling us how that we jump out of the plane, and it's tandem. So you've got somebody who knows what they're doing stuck to you on your back, and then they take you up in this airplane that has no doors, and then they expect you to jump, which I did, but I do not remember anything about that jump. It was like my body was plummeting to the earth, but my brain, I had no idea. It's like, this can't be happening. I don't know what it is. So it's like, oh, that was really weird. So I did obviously survive, landed, and it was fine. But I didn't remember it much. So I decided to do it again because I wanted to experience it. So we went up, and then I actually remember this time I got to look down at the ground. I got to see things. I got to hear the wind going by my head. And then when you shoot, it's quiet. Because you've stopped pummeling earth. And then it's just quiet, and it's magical. But without a body, I couldn't have done that. So it was very visceral to me to do that and to experience experience my body in a new way. Flying through the air without an airplane. Yeah, yeah. So Ernest Holmes reminds us about spiritual healing. Luckily, I didn't need spiritual healing. I landed safely. But he said, spiritual mind healing has long since passed the experimental stage. We know now that we cannot tell where the body begins and where the mind leaves off. And many of us believe that the actions, organs, and functions of the physical body are really activities of the infinite intelligence within us. To come to realize then that there is one body, which is the body of God, and which is the same as our own body, is to accept the greater influx of the one life into us. Yes. Because our bodies are spiritual. All of us is spiritual. And it's really easy to forget that, especially with all the messages we hear from the world and the media. I'm going to say this one for Jeff. Here's a quote from Marion Woodman. Having a body that is like a musical instrument, open enough to be resonant, literally resonating with what is coming both from inside and from outside, so that one is able to surrender to the powers greater than oneself. I bet you that's how it feels to write music, to write lyrics. Yes, the creativity. So what I'd like to do is remind us of a couple things and then close. Our bodies are here for us. And it's important to take them. It's important to it's important to nourish yourself with healthy foods. It's important to move, to get up and walk on Mother Earth, to put one foot in front of the other. It's a sacred practice to walk. It's cherishing the earth and cherishing your body at the same time. So I'd like to remember to breathe. I want to breathe consciously. I want to know that that divine breath that's in my body is the breath of God. So I'd also like you to do an experiment with me, and that's take your index finger and your middle finger and put them on your wrist and find your pulse. And feel the pulse of the universe within you. That's the pulse of all the planets, of all the stars, of everything. The pulse of spirit within you. Yes. So your body is perfect, just the way it is. It's a divine tool vibrating, sending you messages, allowing you to experience the world at a new level. How would you move through this next few weeks, remembering how precious your body is, what a gift it is? How can you work to become friends with your body on a deeper level? Walking in deep appreciation and listening to your body. Let's take this into prayer. The magnificence of the universe is in and through me, is through all of creation. And I know and accept divine unity, the whole, the oneness that is our birthright, is joyously experienced through our bodies. I know and accept that there's a divine essence in every cell of my body. And I know that every cell in my body is happy, love, and well. And I know, too, for the larger body of humanity, that there is healing going on. We are listening. We are listening. And the pulse of the universe is sending us messages, and we take action. And I know and accept that we come together in divine community. So our bodies become bigger bodies. And that there is love spreading, light spreading. And they are all surrounded by that health and well-being, that essence, that knowledge, that knowing that we are divine beings. So I know and accept that I and others wake up each morning with gratitude and blessings for our beautiful bodies, and knowing that they carry us through a beautiful, loving, joyous day full of fun and beautiful, sensual experiences. So I know and accept that we each all live in love and light, and that each and every day we experience unexpected pleasures and treasures. It's all God. It's all good. And the law, of course, is in action. And it envelops each and every thought and manifests it. So with deep gratitude, grace, thanksgiving, I let these words go. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Now it's time for our conscious giving. So if you'd like to take your conscious contribution in your hands, put it on your heart. Yeah. And if you'd like to contribution and you're online, there www.sierracenter.org donation, the screen, and we would be more than grateful to receive those gifts. Another form of material body. So let's say this prosperity affirmation together. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Bursting with gratitude. God is with us, that divine creator. And I know and accept that these offerings are a perfect expression of the soil, the needed material to blossom the flowers in the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. I just know and accept that there is that divine idea of beloved community coming forth. And this is one of the avenues. I'm so grateful for each and every coin, for each and every check, for each and every credit card, for each and every, there's so many forms now. I'm so grateful for all of them. And it is joyous to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Okay. So deep appreciation. We do this without one need. Thank you both. Yay. And then Gary helping us out with the candles. Thank you, sweetie. Yay, thank you. Yeah. And then we've got Julie, Donald, and Jeff. Thank you so much. Yay. Live music makes all the difference. It's so awesome. Yes. Oh, goodness gracious. And breathe. And maybe during this week you'll check your pulse. Yeah. Because it tells you stuff too. If it's fast or slow, it's all good. So let's stand for the benediction. And repeat after me. Oh, can you see it? Oh, let's say it together. Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It's this thing called joy. It's this thing called happiness. It's this thing called spontaneity. I know it. Oh, I feel it. I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is. Thank you all.
Yay!
What I'm here for